What is up, Star Wars fans? This is Darth Watson. In this video, we got some news for the upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu, and we are officially less than a month away from the film's release, and I do want to go over all the latest news. So we're starting with the box office predictions, and within the first 3 days, the Mandalorian and Grogu is expected to make $100 million or a little bit higher. This is coming from Star Wars Newsnet, which is a pretty reliable source. So, and they've been reliable since The Force Awakens came out. So, the $100 million within the first 3 days is what they're anticipating for The Mandalorian and Grogu. Now, that's just the first 3 days of the release, and the movie will be in theaters for a couple of months. So that's not really going to matter much right now. That's just the estimate opening weekend when The Mandalorian and Grogu is going to be released. So there's a good chance that by the time it comes out of theaters and by the time The Mandalorian and Grogu comes out on DVD and Blu-ray and 4K and releases on Disney Plus and so on, by the time that it would have made probably around $500 or $600 million in the box office. And that's what I'm predicting by the time they take it out of theaters, is that it's going to make around $500 or $600 million, which is still pretty successful. It's just not going to be a quote-unquote hit. And my biggest prediction is it's going to perform as well as Solo: A Star Wars Story, because even Solo: A Star Wars Story made money, it just wasn't a quote-unquote hit. And the same thing is going to go with The Mandalorian and Grogu. And like I said before, I'm glad they went with this option rather than the Rey Star Wars movie as of right now. I don't think now is the time to focus on sequel-era films around sequel trilogy characters because of the backlash on the sequel trilogy. In other Star Wars news, we have the announcement of the return of Gina Carano, and I don't know how I feel about that, but she was fired from Lucasfilm as Cara Dune. She got fired because of her political post on social media. She got fired because of that, and because of that, she ended up suing Lucasfilm, and Lucasfilm came up with a settlement, and now she's brought back to Lucasfilm. I'm not going to give any of my opinions on this because that would be going into political stuff, and this is a non-political YouTube channel, and I'm not going to make any videos talking about politics. And if I were to talk about Gina Carano getting fired, I'd be getting into politics a little bit, and I just don't want to talk about that. So Another news, and this is for marketing for The Mandalorian and Grogu, we have Burger King doing the Mandalorian and Grogu meal, which looks pretty awesome. It looks pretty dope. I saw a few Twitter posts on that, and then they also have like a new vanilla wafers merch on there. I don't know where to find that right now. I had it on my Twitter, so I'll have to go back and look at it, but in fact, I think I made a community post on that. Let me go look at that real quick. But there's a new vanilla wafers brand and it has Grogu on the front of it, right down here, and right here. And I saw this on Twitter. I retweeted it. And it's now called X, but I still like to call it Twitter. So, and then we also have the Mandalorian and Grogu runtime, and this is nothing new. I've already done a video reporting on it. It's going to be 2 hours and 12 minutes long, which is going to be a short movie, a shorter than I thought movie, which means it could be taking up less than half of the season of what was originally supposed to be season 4 of The Mandalorian. That part got turned into a movie. And I think that Jon Favreau is reworking the script right now for season 4, because even if The Mandalorian and Grogu does somewhat successful, there will still be a possibility of season 4 coming. and I have high hopes for season 4. They still need to do season 4, and season 4, if Jon Favreau were to do season 4, I think that he took the last part out of season 4, expanded season 4 to lead up to the events of The Mandalorian and Grogu, and we could eventually see season 4. And Jon Favreau has confirmed that season 4 is different from The Mandalorian and Grogu. But Jon Favreau says that it all depends on how well The Mandalorian and Grogu does. But anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say for this video. Do make sure to smash a like, subscribe, comment, and I will catch you all later in another video.